This is Prisma Lopez-Marin here on 18 WJTS. We're here in Huntingburg with Mayor Denny Spinner. Hello, Mayor.
How are you today?
I'm always great here, always being in Huntingburg.
That's right.
Speaking of Huntingburg, there was an active living workshop that was very, very productive. Can you tell us more about that and how you were involved?
Well, and it was last Thursday. We had an all-day workshop that was here, hosted at the Old Town Hall. But it was when you talk about an active living workshop, it was an active workshop. We were out and about in the streets. I thought people who were driving through town in the morning might have seen a group of people lined up in the middle of 4th Street at some point. But it was the active living workshop was a workshop that was brought to us. Huntingburg was selected as a location for this workshop. They've done this numerous locations around the state. And really what it's about is how do you incorporate active living into everyday life, into planning for projects, just making the community more walkable, more rideable, healthier, and promote active living. As you're well aware of, we'll talk a little bit about this maybe in the next section, but with the stellar projects going on, particularly Market Street Park and the 4th Street Heritage Trail, there's a lot of opportunity for us to really enhance this in our community. So the Healthy by Design group was kind of the lead on this. They selected Huntingburg for this workshop, but we coordinated with Purdue University, the YMCA, Tri-County YMCA, DC Multisport, the Indiana Department of Health, and the city all sponsored this. And we had over 30 people show up. And we talked about what are those things that make a community an active community. We talked about a lot of issues that talk about what the long-term health benefits of active living is. We talked about the economic impact of healthy living and how it is really a tool that you must have as cities want to grow and continue to attract the workforce and people back to your community. This is something that must be part of your thought. And the active part of it is we actually went out as a group. There was, again, about 30 people, and they led us on a walking tour through our downtown area, and we were asked to assess at different locations throughout the walk what the walkability, the healthy rating that we would have in these areas. And it really gave us an opportunity to get a lot of feedback from not only our staff, but from citizens in town of what they see when they walk our streets. So this was just the beginning of the process. They're going to come back with us on a report from all the discussion as the day went on, and give us some action steps to move forward. We looked at this from a lot of different areas of what are we doing, what we can do short term, and what we need to be doing long term. So we'll get a feedback on that, and I'll be looking forward to reporting that back to the council and to our community on what are the things we're doing well, what are the areas where we need to improve. And the whole goal is just making Huntingburg a place where it is an attractive place to work and promotes a healthy lifestyle for not only our citizens here, but those who might want to come join our community in the future. So it was one of the best workshops I've been part of. It was very engaged, and the feedback from the citizens that came was very, very important. So I thank all those who came, and I hope that as we roll this out, people will continue to be involved in the process. So it's very exciting.
I did speak with representatives from Purdue Extension and in the design people who were part of this, and they were actually very grateful. They expressed their gratitude that you as mayor was there and other leaders from the community, because those are the key players who will be essentially part of the task force that will eventually execute this.
We had a lot of our staff members who are involved. For example, we had our parks department, our street department, our planning department, our community development. We're all there to hear the discussion, and not only to hear the discussion, but help guide it and keep that in mind as these projects go forward, as everything that we do going forward. Keeping these concepts in mind, and also not only communicating that to the public in general, but also to our own workers. Yes. When those questions come up, is why are we doing it this way, or why is this important? That internal communication and that buy-in is just as important. So it was a good mix, and we're looking forward to hearing the next report and things that we can do to keep this ball rolling.
So am I, just because I think it's very important to inform, to provide that information that you were given, but it was also, like you said, it was very interactive. And
Right.
there is a purpose to this. It is not just information-based, but it's also going to have
Right.
a continuous effort to improve and develop the community.
And this is just the start of the process. This was
Exactly.
step one in the process.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll have a path laid out for us for the next, again, short-term goals, long-term goals that we can kind of guide our, hold up as a standard to guide our projects by as we move forward.
Yes, and one of the speakers spoke about Huntingburg specifically, how Huntingburg has its own traits to bring in people who Huntingburg already brings in people.
Right.
But with all of these things potentially put in place, it will enhance that ability to bring more.
And it also confirmed a lot of the work that we have been
Yes.
doing on Heritage Trail on 4th Street and on Market Street, that a lot of the ideas and concepts that we're already incorporating into our plans right now do meet these goals. So there was also a good confirmation that what we are doing, the process by which we've developed the plans for Market Street, for 4th Street, have really taken some of these ideas and these concepts into consideration during that process.
And how can our community be more aware of, they can be part of the quarterly update meetings? Can you tell
Right.
us when those?
Well, one of the things that also happened this last week on the Wednesday, the workshop was on Thursday. On Wednesday, the Chamber of Commerce hosted a Stellar quarterly update. And again, as it would say, a quarterly update. We have it every 3 months.
Yes.
3 months. It is hosted by the Chamber. We're great to partner with them. And what those sessions are about is just an opportunity. It's kind of an open forum. I try to give a little bit of an update. We do a quarterly update for the state of Indiana. So this quarterly update is based on the information we just reported to the state. Updates on, we go through the whole 9 project list and give some feedback on what's going on. The most active ones, of course, being Stellar, the Market Street and 4th Street. But other projects are all talked about, and we get a status update. We had this one in the morning. We're trying to schedule them at different times during the next one. We're thinking about having it around noon, and then an evening one, so that we can try to get all the audiences together. And again, this is all part of the process that we've had an intentional opportunity for people to comment on it. But I want to be very clear that you don't have to wait for those times to give comment or ask questions. This is an important project for our community, and we have all the information here at City Hall. Don't feel like you have to wait for that invitation to say, this is my time to talk about Stellar. Please call the city office. Ask for information about Stellar. Rachel Steckler is our communications and community development. She's got all the information. If I'm not available, there's all the other staff members here that can help you out. And we're always open to comment and question. And we want to communicate as well as we possibly can. The open office hours that are going on at Current Blend on a regular basis from 10 to 12 in the morning is an opportunity for anyone to come in and ask questions of the design team itself. That this is the firm that is actually doing the work on 4th Street, and they're getting feedback from, and the real focus of that session is our business community, because they are the ones who are going to be impacted on a day-to-day basis as this project goes forward. But it's not limited to the business community. We want to focus on the business community, but anyone who has questions during that time is welcome to come to Current Blend and give feedback and answer questions. So I think we've done, we've presented opportunities to comment far beyond any project. It's an intentional part of this whole process. I feel that we've done a good job of giving those opportunities, but there's always going to be questions that maybe aren't in that forum. But again, please call, ask. We'll get you information about anything that you need to know. We'll give you the most information that we can, as accurate as we can. It's a changing scene, but I will say that we are very, very pleased with where we're going. The projects are moving very well. We've got a group of dedicated employees and citizens that are working on these projects, and it's going to be a very, very busy time in the next few years.
Yes.
And one of the comments that I made at the last meeting was that with Stellar, the designation, what it did was really put Huntingburg into the spotlight. we're seeing statewide as an example of how the Stellar Communities projects can go on. We're looked at very closely regionally. The whole southern Indiana region is looking at what we're doing, and we're getting a very good feedback from our own close-knit community here in DuBois County on the things that we're doing and how they incorporate with what our neighboring communities in Ferdinand and Jasper are doing. So there's a lot of coordination going on, and what I'd like to say is that the spotlight that has shined on Huntingburg for this last 2 years will continue, and I'm proud to say that we're not shying away from that spotlight. We're actually shining in the spotlight. Every project that we're doing, everything that we're trying to achieve is being done in a stellar way. So I give credit to all those who have worked so hard on this, and all our community members for giving us the feedback, the positive, the negative, whatever it may be. Huntingburg is not afraid of the light. We're proud to be in the spotlight and proud to show how great a community we have, the assets that we have, and how we can capitalize on those and continue to have our city grow. So it's a welcome opportunity for us, and I think that these next 2 years will show a lot of the fruit will be born in the next 2 years. The seeds have all been planted, and now we're ready to see those projects start growing.
Yes, definitely, and I believe that a lot of people do understand that this is a very open door policy where all of these things are being set in place for people to be aware, to voice whatever questions and concerns that they do have.
And we're open to any question at any time. We'd like to hear from you.
Well, Mayor, there's also something coming up in terms of the end of the month.
It's that time of year, Prisma. The seasons change. The tasks that go on a day-to-day basis change, and this is the time of year when the leaves start to fall. The shift of the street department will focus on leaf pickup. So the leaf pickup program is scheduled to officially begin on October 31st. We ask that the leaves be collected and placed near the curb so that our equipment can reach them on a regular basis. We'd like to try to keep it to leaves. If you've got sticks, please bundle them up and keep them separate for the leaves so the machines can really pick them up. It'll be leaves will be collected south of Highway 64 on Mondays and Tuesdays, and north of 64 on Wednesdays and Thursday. So you know when they're going to come. The first part of the week south of town, the second part of the week the north side of town. And if you're missed by some reason or don't see the trucks coming through, please notify the city office, and we'll make sure that you get on the rotation. So it's a busy time of year with the leaves falling, and we're blessed in Huntingburg to have a lot of trees, but that also means a lot of leaves. So it's a lot of work, and we hope that you would have the patience to work with our departments as they try to make the city safe and clean during this fall season.
It's definitely been a busy year and a couple of years for Huntingburg, definitely.
Absolutely, and we're glad to be busy.
Yes, it's always good to be busy and keeping the community informed, because that is what your vehicle of media and what we try to do.
And we appreciate the opportunity like this to share this information with your viewers and listeners. So thank you for the opportunity to kind of get this information out on a regular basis.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor, for having us here today. Thank you for joining us here on 18 WJTS.